Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Maker's Vault. Here with me today, as usual, is my lovely co-host, my dad, Willie Eichly. Today, we're going to be talking about something a little controversial, getting into social media, LinkedIn. We got a lot to say on that. So, I think the first thing we should do to get started is talk about why you and Scott and decided let's get HEH into social media.
Well, I think the initial discussions were all around a topic that we talked about in an episode or two ago, which is the importance of that whole inside-out sales approach. And certainly we see a trend, everybody sees a trend going that way with the next generation of buyers out there.
Sure.
They're getting a lot of their content, obviously, online. And we needed to find a way to combat that versus a salesman just knocking on the door. So I always say it. I'll say it again because I do think it's important that the majority of those buying decisions are made before the salesmen get engaged. So we thought we'd follow the same trend that is out there in other industries like auto dealerships and things like that bring in a brand ambassador that can be the spokesperson and the face and the deliverer of important content to our customers so that we get ourselves more attention. So
you had a perfect opportunity there to totally rip on me and you didn't take it.
What could I have said?
You totally could have said to give you a job. That's
Well,
I thought you were going to do it.
In all fairness, we were talking about this before you decided that you wanted a big girl job.
Yeah.
So no, we knew that we knew the need was there, and so that's the timing was perfect.
Awesome. No, I'll rip on myself then. That's all right.
That's good.
All right. So a couple of discussions I know that like when I got hired, I know you and Scott talked about it heavily. What was HEH content going to look like? Where was the hard line of what we were going to promote and what we weren't going to promote? And I can speak from my point of view. When Scott and I had those conversations, I mean, we looked at a bunch of content on LinkedIn. He brought up some people, okay, we're not going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to stay away from, more glam shots, we're going to stay away from just photos. We really want to market ourselves as someone who's going to deliver that informational content, like you said. Our goal always was to post short form videos to grab somebody's attention enough to want to ask a question. And I think that's where it comes in with the talking about bringing your salesperson in. We don't need to give them all the information, but we need to give them enough to where they ask the question. So were there any other discussions that you and Scott had specifically around what type of content we were going to deliver and what we weren't?
Yeah, I mean, we have our uniqueness is our strength, right? It's our difference out there. And so maybe our situation's a little bit more complicated just because we have now 5 brands under the one logo, right? Under the one name of the HEH group. So we thought that just makes the content even more important so that we can kind of bring any confusion away from things because it can get a little confusing as it used to in the beginning.
Yeah,
our shirts used to look like NASCAR stuff, right?
Yeah.
We had names all over and our people didn't even know what was going on, let alone our customers.
Yeah.
So I think for us it was really important to deliver specific content around each one of the brands, but content's always been that's what we think our customers want to see, right? And that's what we're going to debate.
That's what we're talking about.
On whether or not how important is content versus, as you call them, glam shots. I'm not quite sure what a glam shot is. What is that? That's just an individual taking a picture of themselves?
Yeah, I mean, there's like different levels of glam shots. Like sometimes people are like standing.
Explain this to me. I'm 55.
All right. All the social media people are laughing right now watching us. So.
Okay.
Like, for example, a glam shot would be like you're wearing a dress and I'm in Aruba on the sand and I'm posting like holding a thing of champagne and then posting on LinkedIn being like, hey, order a Mazak from us. Like I posted a glam, it's a non-industry related shot that's very curated and I'm using it as an example, a very highly uncurated,
What's a guy glam shot look like?
Dad, the guy glam shots are a little unhinged. They're like in their hot tubs at home with their feet up with a beer. Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
No way.
I'm not even joking.
Is that my friend Tony? Tony Gunn, is that you?
Shout out to Tony Gunn.
No, I don't know that it is. Tony does a great job. Tony does a great job.
That is so funny. All right, so before we get into kind of the types of content, things like that, a lot of people always ask when I'm out, and I'm sure they ask you, does social media actually work? Do you guys actually see business from it? Can you talk about some of the things that we've experienced since starting our whole strategy?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, we wouldn't be doing it because, we're not getting paid to do it. We're doing this on our own dollars, and we do it because it works. I've got people that ask me that quite often, our friends in St. Louis and other places that, the one recent one here, which would be good to talk about, was a YouTube video that you posted of an automation system that we offer. And as luck would have it, or as reality would have it, the vice president of a very large customer of ours already, but was not aware that we were carrying this product yet, saw it after hours sitting at home, saw the YouTube video on LinkedIn, and then forwarded it to his director level people, and now here we are engaged in a very large multiple unit opportunity. So if that's one example, there's another 10 or 20. So our efforts in our style of delivering content and drawing attention to what we do from a technical side or open houses, that's also a success. It's not an order,
events,
but events are another big deal. That to me is industry content. It doesn't have to be talking about a product overview like you've done before, or our Mazak Minute that Mike Zilich does for us. But it's also, hey, we're having this event, the one we just did for MC Machinery down in North Carolina, the hook, line, and sinker, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's because of the attention, because of the things we've done, because of our following, that helps make those events successful. And everybody out there knows in our industry that that's tough. It's difficult. It's stressful to try to get bodies into your events.
Yeah.
And, we do a good job with it. And so, it's worked from a customer's perspective, real orders. And it certainly helps support our events and all of our other efforts.
With events, there is one thing I do want to touch on with that. Trying to get people to obviously register is challenging. We know that, and we're hounding the sales guys sometimes. And Scott does a great job with our email blasts. But you can only hit somebody's inbox so many times before it's like, they're going to unsubscribe or something like that. So that's where social media is a great tool, because people need reminded 5 or 6 or 7 times before they actually maybe register for an event. So it's nice, he'll send out a thing, we'll get a slew of registrations, and then we'll post a social media post, and it's just top of mind. Oh yeah, crap! I forgot to register for that.
We're all guilty of that. I'm guilty of that right now. As you're telling me that now, our partner Hydromat is having this. What do we call it? The German the spring Oktoberfest.
Yeah. At PMTS.
At PMTS. So if you're coming to the show, you should come to that. And we have to register as well, so they know. Of course, they know we're coming.
Right, but we have to, for numbers.
But I don't do it until the 5 days before, which
classic.
isn't fair. And then when we have an event, I'm always, why do the customers wait for 5 days before the event? So I think you can hit them as many times as you want, but until people have to register,
they don't.
They don't.
Yeah,
including me. I mean,
I do the same thing.
Yeah,
I do it too.
That's natural.
Too. All right, so let's dive in.
Okay.
So, what is the shifts in LinkedIn that you have seen, and what are things? I mean, okay, let me back up. The whole question, talking to the audience, is we want to know: are we crazy? Are we crazy for spending the time to post the educational and informational content versus the glam shots and unrelated industry content to LinkedIn? That's the overall question we're trying to get answered, right?
And we kind of know we're not to the conversation we just had, because we're getting real business over it. But what I think I get confused about is, first of all, to answer your question, I think LinkedIn is starting to get a little watered down with the non-industry related stuff.
It's very saturated.
I don't look at it on purpose, even if it's something that, boy, that's a story I'd like to read, or it's gets to my emotional side, 'cause it's unbusiness. I still have the discipline. I don't even want to open it or look at it, because that's not the platform for that, in my opinion. Okay?
Yeah, I agree.
So what was your?
I guess.
I know what I was going to say. The confusion to me is that these glam shots, if that's what we're going to call them, I don't even feel right saying glam shot, but these glam shots seem to get more likes and more forwards than real good content does.
Yeah.
We knew that going into it. We knew we were going to take the longer road to get ourselves in front of the customers, and it is the longer road.
It is.
But if customers, all the feedback is they want content, but they like more in quantity the non-content. What is it that they really want, right? That's what I
Exactly.
Now I'm sure you need I don't know 500 likes on a glam shot
Yeah.
to be able to have it move the needle with your business. Let's take we don't even have to use names. People in the spindle repair business.
Sure.
Right? If it's just a glam shot, you need probably 500 or 600 of them to get people to say, "Hey, I'm going to get that spindle repaired there because of that shot."
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
see
crazy,
it,
but I
right.
feel like that's
Yeah.
the case. Where we only need 50 quality reviews of a product overview, and we're going to get a higher percentage of them people that say, "I'd like to come in and get a demo," or
Yeah.
"Can you send a salesman in," or "Can
Yeah.
I talk to an apps guy," or they see it and forward it to their director level people, and you get a big project out of it. So, I think we're right in that thought process, but I
Yeah.
would love to hear. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
leave your
quick
comments,
or
send us
questions.
messages,
I'd love to have a part 2 on this discussion after hearing from
feedback.
our industry people out there that are reviewing it, because there is a discrepancy there.
People
between-
talk about it all the time too. I mean, you'll go on LinkedIn, someone will comment on the post, "This is not for LinkedIn." And then there'll be a whole big blow up about it or whatever it might be. I think the other thing from a creator's perspective that gets frustrating is exactly what you just talked about. It'll take, you guys might see a 3-minute video, but that 3-minute video probably took 3 hours. And so, let's say I post a picture of, we're at the MC Machinery event, or Syncrex just got on our floor for demos, and I just post a photo of me next to it.
Yeah, you probably get more likes.
800 likes, 1,000 likes, But what I've noticed is I post a photo, but then I don't hear anything from the salesman. I don't hear anything from you, or I don't get any messages saying, "Hey, I saw that you got that." But if I posted a video, if I posted an overview, I'm going to get half those likes. I might get 100, between 50 and 100, maybe 200 on like something IMTS related, I don't know. But I'll hear then pretty quickly after, "Oh, we have this project going on," or, "Oh, I'll get a message, 'Hey, can you have someone send me a quote for blank?" Or one of our sales guys will reach out saying, "Hey, one of our salesmen saw this video and that's why they contacted me." So it seems like what you're saying, it seems like the video and the informational stuff gets us more, but it's confusing from a creator's perspective, and it's easier. It takes Dylan 5 seconds, well, probably longer because I make him take a lot of pictures, but it might take him, 5 minutes to take a photo of me and then another 2 minutes to write a caption. And then I can prioritize other things in my day because, we're marketing for 5 or 6 companies, 5 companies. We have all kinds of stuff to do, versus saying, "All right, I'm going to take the commitment to shoot 5 videos today. It's going to take me 8 hours." From a likes and exposure standpoint.
Yeah,
It's confusing.
that's the slow path to a lot. If the goal is likes or the goal is winning business.
Yeah.
Because the videos I feel that we do, I know the video, especially this one I just mentioned, came from a video.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't the video, given the type of product that it is, they would have never saw the flexibility in the software. We would not be where we're at right now.
No.
So yeah, it's probably frustrating from the creator standpoint, but we got to remember what the goal is, and that's to get business for our group, right? For
Yeah.
the HH group. And I think the elephant on the ice here is probably women
Yep.
in a male-dominated business, which nobody probably wants to talk about. But
No, let's talk
it's
about
the
it.
pretty faces, it's the women that guys, including me, don't tell mom. I mean, you look at that, and
Yeah.
and you might want to like that, even though it's useless.
Right.
I mean, it's
Well,
not
yeah, no,
useless.
call it useless. I mean,
It's
just-
not. I mean, because we know people that don't do a lot of deep content stuff.
Sure.
Well, it's no knock on the person. They're great people, and it gets a lot of traction. To your
And
point.
that's the thing. So why?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But that's the. I think if what we should do is have
We should run like a test.
Scott Mazon do some pictures
We
that a
should.
Syncrex machine arrived,
Yeah, that's a
and
good
instead
idea.
of the 1,000 likes, it'll prove the point. It's a woman thing
Yeah.
in a male business, not a tangible
Not a
thing to
tangible
winning
thing.
business. So
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
probably that's what we should do.
We should do that. We should try that.
Or Dylan, we'll put.
Yeah, we'll
Dylan.
put Dylan on the
Yeah.
Put Dylan on the. What in your opinion, and what have you heard from your industry peers, shops, things like that? What are the cons of posting the the types of just surface level or just completely non-industry related content?
I think you could just water it down. It just further waters it down, I think. The effectiveness of what you're trying to do diminishes if you're not providing real content. I mean, I think
agree.
that's the biggest con. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
You know the other thing too that we haven't talked about yet, and I don't even know that we really even ever spoke about this before, but one, I agree, LinkedIn's very saturated right now, very saturated. With just, I mean,
And
I don't not even
and
on
you
it.
have no place else to go besides YouTube, right?
Right. I mean,
Drawing
LinkedIn
people to
is-
our channel.
Exactly, because there's not enough of our industry that's on Instagram. There's not enough of our industry, at least in statistics so far, that's on Facebook. So really, it's all coming from LinkedIn and YouTube. So the more that the content gets saturated, I mean, I'll admit it. I post on LinkedIn a couple times a week, and I hardly even go on it because every time I go on it, it's not industry related. So I'm hoping that. But what I was going to get to was the other thing that's interesting about LinkedIn, and some of my creator friends and I will talk about this. Everybody wants to talk about how business is booming, everything is great, da 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 da, and it's just not. I mean, social media is like a highlight reel, right? I mean, you're never going to post when you lost an order. You're never going to post when your shop's not doing as good as what you think it is. But that gets a little tiring too. That everything is so great. Everybody's the next big thing. Every podcast is a huge story. You know what I'm saying? It's all sometimes just seems overly dramatic that, again, in another way, it waters the content down.
Yeah, no, there's the other thing too is that a lot of times the connections that you get, and this is the downside to the LinkedIn thing. I mean, it's a lot of people that aren't going to be buying from you.
Yes.
Like if I can't think of an example, but if I put something out there, then I look at the 100 people that looked at it, they either worked for us, they're peers in the business, they're nobody that's going to write a purchase order to the HEH group.
Right.
I shouldn't say nobody. It's 60% that way, and then it's 40%.
40, yeah.
So it's a game of numbers.
Sure.
Unless you do it, you don't get the 40% that are really interested. But,
Exactly.
it does definitely water it down. And yeah, people aren't going to post things that, although there's a couple out there that the people that unrelated to the market, more health related, that use LinkedIn as a format, and I don't know that that's a great thing to do either. But yeah, the fear is that if I'm LinkedIn, I mean, the fear is it's getting too watered down.
Watered down, and their algorithm's not very good.
Oh my gosh, I mean, that part drives me crazy. We'll do one of these or some type of something that we'll post, and I'll be like, well, why can't I see the video? And you're like, well, LinkedIn wants videos. I'm like, well, then why can't I find it, or why?
Yeah.
How does that even work?
So
how does it get in line? Aren't they supposed to push video up?
yes, and so that's LinkedIn. In my opinion, over the 4.5 years that I've been posting, the algorithm has gotten worse because they have come out multiple times. You can find it all over the internet. LinkedIn is going to push videos. They even started like Reels, like the ones you watch on Facebook with the funny ones, like the vertical style videos. On your mobile device, they come out with Reels because they're trying to get more informational video content on there. That's that's what they say is their number one thing that they're focused on. Yet, when a photo gets posted, they put that up front every single time. If they didn't, then how is most creators getting more likes on photos than they are not? Unless, again, it goes back to just people not wanting to spend the time to watch the video, so they're not going to like it, but they see a photo in a half a second and they can like it.
I think it's
that's a part of it too.
I think it's time. I think people like it and they don't even watch the video.
That happens sometimes
because you have to watch the video to have it move up, right?
Yes.
A big percentage of the video, or
I want to say LinkedIn's 30 seconds of the video, which YouTube's the same way. The other thing with LinkedIn too that's very annoying is they don't like links in their posts, which is why you always get frustrated, and I get frustrated too. But if let's say we're posting about an event that we say register here. If we post an outlink that they're going to take that link, it's going to take us to our website to register. LinkedIn's going to try to suppress that content, so we always put the link in the comments. That's a way to get around it. But it's frustrating because then if somebody shares it, like what happened with Making the Cut, remember 2 weeks ago, people were like, where's the link? We're like, oh, well, it's in the comments, but it doesn't get shared with the post, so that's frustrating. Then the other thing too is with LinkedIn, your performance is determined within the first 20 minutes of you posting your post. So if you don't get like
So the timing of when you post it is
timing of when you post it's
important.
huge. And like, let's say I posted something and I tagged you in it. That first 20 minutes, if you don't like that photo, LinkedIn's going to dock that down. Like, think about it on a point system. They're going to dock it down. So, like, that's another thing you have to deal with. And so they basically take your post and they show it to, like, a very small group of your following. And if you don't get the attention that they're wanting to get from your post within the first 20 minutes, they're going to suppress it. So LinkedIn really needs to figure it out because I do not think their algorithm is very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Any closing thoughts for our social media conversation?
No, I just think it's important to get their feedback. I'd love to understand if you, like you said, are we on the right path? Are we too content heavy? Is it why do the glam shots get the majority of the likes? I think I said the answer to that.
Right.
But
is that how we
does
wanna
that help
drive?
you? Does that what?
Is that how we really want to drive the industry? Like if you're a social media, if you are on LinkedIn, whether you're a creator, machine shop, distribution company, builder, like the things that you want to drive in the industry. That's my best advice.
That would be the advice. Yeah. No,
if you stop liking things that you don't want to see on LinkedIn or that are not industry related content, creators are not going to post them as much. That's how we determine what to post.
Yeah. Well, let's get their feedback and do a part B and go in deeper.
Yeah, so everybody watching, thank you so much for watching today. We know this is a little bit different kind of an episode, but leave in the comments some of your opinions about social media. You can leave them on LinkedIn, send me a personal message, send my dad a personal message. We definitely want to hear from you on this one, so be sure to do that. But like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our Makers Vault episodes, and we will see you in the next one.
They say that only 10% of the population is really fit to be in sales for a lifetime, especially in a niche market like ours. And our market is pretty nichey. If you're selling copy machines or a commodity of something, it'd be a different type of a situation. But yeah, we live in a world where we lose between 90% and 70% of the time. And so just try to fathom the passion that you need and the vigor that you need to continue to get up every day, fight the fight to lose between 90 and 70% of the time, meaning you only win 10 to 30% of the time. And in engineered products and a lot of the higher end stuff we do, it's 15% is probably the win ratio with formal proposals. So it's it does take special people out there to be able to stick with it, but it's extremely rewarding. It's extremely rewarding.
Well, it's kind of like owning a boat.
It's exactly like owning a boat. Yes.
You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that well. I mean, and the boaters out there, or even people with a hot tub, of course, go down those roads. I mean, the perfect situation is always what makes it worthwhile to deal with all the other mess.
The headaches.
Of the whole boating season, you probably have 3 nights or days where you go out and say, that was perfect. The people were great. The boat didn't break down. The waves were right. The food was good. It was just awesome. So we'll do it again. But then the next 10 times, it's a nightmare. But
and then
you do it because the winds feel good. You do it because a good day of boating makes all the bad days of boating more tolerable.